and we're joined tonight by Stephanie Taylor. Stephanie is with the Progressive Change Campaign. Stephanie, thanks for taking the time to be on the Turks with us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's our pleasure. Tell us, if you would, a little bit about what you're doing there. I know there's the calloutthevote.com, and we'll have that on the website, calloutthevote.com. And, of course, if you do go and do that, go to turkoutthevote.com, and then you'll understand, and we'll repeat that after Stephanie explains the effort here.
That's right. We're making a big announcement today, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. It's a big synergy between Call Out the Vote and Turk Out the Vote.
Exactly. So obviously there's a lot of progressive candidates this cycle that need help getting across the finish line. We're fighting against Democrats who are feeling demoralized. Democratic turnout for this election may be low. And so the Progressive Change Campaign Committee and Democracy for America has been running this national Get Out the Vote program where folks across the nation are making tens of thousands of calls from their homes, sitting in their living rooms, to voters in key districts with progressives on the ballot. And as you just pointed out, starting today, this is a really big announcement. We are setting up a special page for members of the Young Turks Army to join the fight. And it's at turkoutthevote.com. Like, turn out the vote, but Turk out the vote.
Yeah, very.
So it would be great.
Really like that a lot. Turk out the vote.
Turkoutthevote.com. So folks should go and sign up to help.
No, we're gonna plug it as much as we can. We want people to do this. There's a real benefit to it. You can sit at home and make phone calls on behalf of candidates. If you live in Montana, you can call on behalf of candidates in Hawaii if you want. So it has nothing to do with geography. It has nothing to do with showing up anywhere. You could stay home and watch Monday Night Football and do it if you wanted. One of the issues one of the questions I had was about how you select which candidates and what are the parameters for your candidate selection here.
Right, that's a really good question. There's a wide variety of progressive candidates who are on the ballot this year. There's some who are challengers who, in spite of everything that we're hearing about Democrats and this being a tough year for Democrats, they are still mounting very strong challengers. Folks like Annie Custer in New Hampshire. She was in a very competitive Democratic primary for an open blue seat. It was the seat that Paul Hodes left to run for Senate. She's a pro-choice, passionately pro-choice adoption attorney. She has a long history of community activism. And she actually beat in her primary Katrina Sweat, who was the co-chair.
Dick Sweat's daughter? Is that?
Dick Sweat's wife.
Mrs. Sweat.
Yes, exactly. And she was the co-chair of Lieberman's presidential campaign. She is not pro-choice. And it was really a big victory for progressives to run a competitive primary for this seat and to have the progressive win. Now Annie is in a really tough race against the Tea Party Republican, Charlie Bass, and so we're doing everything we can to help Annie. But she's an example of some of these House challengers that despite all the odds, they are running as progressives and they're running really strong campaigns as progresms.
And what about House incumbents? I see there's a little bit of a variance. I mean, you have everyone from Alan Grayson to Tom Perriello. Perriello, who we love here at the Young Turks, who unseated one of the worst people in the history of the U.S. Congress 2 years ago. Not exactly a progressive in the classic, interpretation of the word.
Right. So I think that he's an interesting example of someone who, while obviously his vote on Stupak was problematic, at least for me and for a lot of other folks, he's also an activist inside Congress for other issues, like for the health care reform bill, for clean energy. He has a really strong relationship with progressive activists, and obviously is in a really tough district and unseated a really terrible Republican, and now he's in a tough race against another terrible Republican. And so, we made the decision that we wanted to be supportive of that race. But then there's other progressives also in the House who are also in really tight races that we feel it is really important for the progressive movement that they stay in the House. Folks obviously like Alan Grayson, like Raul Grijalva, Mary Jo Kilroy, Carol Shea Porter. These are folks that we absolutely want to make sure that they stay in the House, and it's really important for progressives that they stay in the House.
All right, well, that's great. We're talking again with Stephanie Taylor. She's with the Progressive Change Campaign. So, Stephanie, tell me, my name is J.R. Jackson. I produce a radio show. I'm sitting at home. I have a beer in my hand, and I want to help progressive causes. And I turn to the girl next to me, and I say, hang on, I need to do something now. What is it? What is it I'm going to do?
Okay, it's really easy. You go to turkoutthevote.com. You sign up for a shift. We have shifts Sunday through Thursday. On the website, people can sign up for as many shifts as they want. People can also check out the candidates that we're all working for. You can call from home, and again, it's really easy. All you need is a phone and a computer. We will, once you sign up, we will give you a call. We will train you on how to use this system. We use something called a predictive dialer, which lets our volunteers just make tens of thousands of calls. It's really, really efficient. You know your time is going to be well spent. We'll give you scripts. We'll walk you through how it works. If you have any questions, there'll be folks that you can call to ask your questions. We're doing everything in our power to give volunteers everything that they need in order to make these calls.
Great, and again, it's something you can do for as little or as much time as you want, as long as you just block it out through turkoutthevote.com, right? You select a shift, and can you even select which candidate? Can I just call and say I want to do it for Tom Perriello tonight, or is that assigned to you?
So we do have a calendar, and just to let folks know who's we're calling for over the next couple of days. Tomorrow we're calling for Raul Grijalva. He's in Arizona. He's the co-chair of the Progressive Caucus. He's in a really tough re-election fight. And so if folks sign up for the shift tomorrow, for instance, they'll be calling Arizona voters for Raul Grijalva. On Wednesday, we're calling for Ed Batosnik, who's a progressive challenger for the House seat in New Jersey. And then on Thursday, we're calling for a really exciting candidate named Manon Trivedi. He's a medical doctor. He's a former Marine. He's a really strong advocate for the public option. So we're calling for a different candidate every day. We don't have the calendar currently up along with the shifts, although we'll be able to finalize that and get that on the website soon too, so that folks can see that.
Great. Well, it couldn't be a better time to be doing this, and it couldn't be for a better cause. I mean, if you're going to spend your time doing anything, just do it in the background and be able to make these phone calls on behalf. And it also helps the Turks, and it gets the Turks a lot, all you members, everybody who listens to the show. Go to turkoutthevote.com, help Stephanie Taylor, help out the Progressive Change Campaign, and let's make sure that we keep these people in office and that we get some of the offices that we don't have right now. Listen, everybody's telling us what an uphill battle it is, but clearly, Stephanie, you cannot go uphill unless you battle, correct? You're supposed to say,
that's right.
Yeah, you're supposed to agree with that.
That's right. You got to pick a fight to win a fight.
All right, let's try that again, Stephanie. Clearly, you cannot go uphill unless you battle, right, Stephanie? Perfect.
Yes.
All right, good. Thanks. Anyway, thanks for taking time and being with the Turks today. We will check back with you, I'm sure, to see the progress, and we will put Turk Out the Vote everywhere we can so that our listeners and members can see it on the website, and we can help your cause here. It sounds like it's really well organized, and I hope that it's going to work out.
Fantastic.
All
we
right.
Can't wait to work with the Young Turks Army.
Excellent. Army is going to wake up and do this, I'm sure.